It's time to enter the world of real estate with Hawaii's only true real estate show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. Hawaii's premier real estate leaders, ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi, will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, ADRIENNE and ATTILIO.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 633-8633. That's 633-8633, or on teamlally.com, and that's Lally.
Well, hey everybody, this is Attilio. I was at Costco. You know, I like poi, so I was getting my 55-gallon drum of poi. And I was wheeling it out to the register, and this lady tapped me on the shoulder. She said, "Hey, got poi?" No, she started asking me a bunch of tax and legal questions, and I said, those are great questions. Highly recommend you seek the appropriate licensed professional. And then I said, "But mom, yeah, I got poi." So if you hear anything on today's show sounds like legal advice, you're gonna run it past
the attorneys with heart.
Kane and Heron.
That's right.
All right.
Right here in Wailuku.
Right here in Wailuku. Anything sounds like tax advice, hey, go see your local tax professional. Because today we're realtors, and today we're going to talk about real estate and other related topics.
So speaking of tax professionals,
yes,
we were listening to a webinar earlier today, and there's 70,000 pages.
70,000 pages?
In the IRS tax code.
So you could, yeah.
Could you imagine reading that?
I know. It would
take years.
How long would that take you? 70,000 pages. What kind of book is that?
A boring one.
10-story tall book.
All right, so our quote of the day from our Jack Handy quotes here.
Yes.
All right. The most unfair thing about life is the way that it ends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, life is tough. It takes up a lot of your time. What do you get at the end of it? A death. What's that? A bonus. I think the life cycle is all backwards. You should die first. Get that out of the way. Then you live in an old age home.
Mm-hmm.
You get kicked out when you're too young. You get a gold watch. You go to work. You work 40 years until you're young enough to enjoy your retirement.
Yes.
You do drugs, alcohol, you party, and then you get ready for high school. You go to grade school. You become a kid. You play. You have no responsibilities.
Yes.
You become a little baby. You go back into the womb. You spend your last 9 months warm, happy, and floating. You finish off as a
blank.
Blank? What is that blank?
Blank, I can't tell you. It's not appropriate for all audiences. So
but if you're interested to know what that blank is, you can call us at 633-8633.
That's the Maui hotline. See what
you.
If you lived life in reverse, what would be at the end? We'll tell you if you give us a call. And they have another one here. We've done this one before. I like this one. The face of a child can say it all, especially the mouth part of the face.
That is so true. All right, so we have our mortgage.
We got the honest banker.
Yes, Brady Spangler.
Brady Spangler, are you there?
I'm here. Aloha. How are we?
I'm looking at you right now. I got your website up on my iPad.
Wonderful.
and might I say, this is a very user-friendly website.
Nice website you got.
It works well on mobile.
I steer a lot of people towards my website. One of the good things is we can do online applications. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of clients are super busy, so it's nice to give them the option. Hey, I want to start my application at 5:30 tonight, and I want to maybe finish it tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just everybody works, and we know it's sometimes hard to connect if you got multiple buyers on the side. So that's just one of the useful tools. We got a nice blog that has a lot of, industry updates and kind of market updates, and, it's just really trying to a tool to answer any questions and kind of set people up for success.
I like right at the bottom, you got loan products, and it keeps
Keep scrolling.
It's scrolling.
There's so many. It doesn't even fit on the same page.
It goes back and forth.
Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's been added yet, but all my Zillow reviews, there's going to be a link there as well.
Cool.
So how many are you up to now, Brady?
I think 30.
Wow. You know
That's a
what?
record breaker.
No, I think we're at 29.
Oh, we're neck and neck. It's a Zillow
No.
race.
I don't know. Maybe I'm at 30. Maybe I'm at 29. We might be tied. It's just
It's on.
getting, I try to stay on the clients
Mm-hmm.
to get those completed because, everybody's busy.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, I've had a pretty good success rate with people filling them out, and I think that leads to show what kind of service clients are getting along with agents. I mean,
Yes.
everybody seems to be happy. As long as you say what you're going to do, as long as you do what you say
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
in a time that you say it or beat the time, everybody's happy. I just got a final approval today. I called the agents and I was like, when are we supposed to close on this one? And they were like the 18th of May. I was like, So it's just, it's a good problem to have, but you always just want to be set up, and beating expectations along the way.
You're like the guy waiting for the cinnamon buns to come out of the oven, but you came super early.
Yeah.
Your mouth is all watering. Let's
Exactly.
close this thing already. I need that Cinnabon.
But overall, I mean, I think it was probably 4 or 5 months ago I was on the show, and everybody, we were talking about, everybody thought we were going to hit the 5% mark with rates, and, rates were going to, they did push up in the first quarter, but, really we've been trading at the top of the range for probably the last, I would say, 6 to 7 days.
Uh-huh.
And, what that means is we're probably going to see a correction here soon. But, rates have really come back down a little bit in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
Jobless claims came out today, 24,000 over what they, had projected, which kind of fueled the market. It's funny because Apple, I don't know if you guys follow Apple at all,
Mm-mm.
but they had a 7-for-1 stock split. That's not bad, right?
Yeah.
And Facebook really beat their, they had a good earnings report as well. So, I mean, you've got conflicting evidence in the market, but, a lot of analysts now are saying that, maybe we're not going to see 5s until next year.
Yeah.
So I just think they keep pushing it out because, I don't think the economy's quite ready, for higher interest rates. And we've made that very apparent, if they trick up in the short term, applications and loan housing actually backs off, in the immediate term. So it's good to know that hopefully rates are going to be low for a while.
Yeah, so people should take advantage of that. We tell them, don't try and time the market. Just if it's the right time for you to buy, it just so happens to be a good time to buy because the interest rates are still low. Your website, thehonestbanker.com. I know we want to go The Honest Banker. You better go check out that domain name, man.
I know. I was just thinking about that. You said that I think a couple weeks ago.
Okay, if you're listening right now, don't go squat on that name. Never mind. I didn't say anything. It's thehonestbanker.com. And the phone number that I have here is 757-9335.
Yeah, that's my office line, which is forwarded to my cell phone 24 hours a day. So you can reach me there or on my cell phone.
You know what's nice about your website, because I just noticed this, is we learned this tip. If you're a business person out there and you got a website, the best location for the number is which spot, Adrienne?
The upper right-hand corner.
Top right corner. How many times you go to websites and you're like, where the heck is the phone number?
How do I get a hold of them?
And people are very impatient on the internet. They're going to look for about a half a second. And so you got it in the, consultants have told us, we spend big money for this, and you got it in the right spot. Top right corner, 757-9335.
So, Brady, I have a question about the interest rates.
Yes.
What are they at today?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a loaded question because I always laugh to myself when people ask me what rates are.
Yes.
Because there are so many factors that go into a rate calculation that, there's rates are all risk-based.
Yes.
So, whether it's a 20 loan-to-value or an 80% loan-to-value, whether it's a condo-tel, whether it's a foreign national, whether it's a, investment property, second home, whether the credit score is an 820 or a 620. There are so many factors that go into a rate calculation, and I always tell my clients, I can give you the rate once I have all the pieces to the puzzle.
Yes. Speaking of the pieces of the puzzle.
I mean, I would say, just if you want me to ballpark it,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say anywhere from 4.25 to 4.5.
Oh, so they're still low.
Yeah.
Under 5, as we were discussing earlier.
And speaking of the pieces of the puzzle, to help Brady determine that for you, you have the list of documents on your website. I like that. It tells everybody exactly what you need, the paperwork that you need to gather, so that Brady can put that information together for you.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show. Anything else for Brady, Adrienne?
No, I think we hit the market updates and the website. Is there anything more on the website that our listeners need to know about?
No, I just think it's really just about convenience. Gives you a little brief, we try to make it short and sweet. There's so many websites where you can't even navigate because there's so many buttons, and we want to have it all right there, and it's very easy to navigate.
All right, so we're going to leave you with the quote that you have on there from Christopher F. Brady was wonderful to work with. We can't say enough, and we'll definitely use him for future business and recommend him and Axia to our friends and family.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Brady.
Thanks, Brady.
Thanks, guys.
All right, so if you caught the tail end of that, that was Brady. He's
Brady
the
Spangler.
hardest working loan mortgage broker on Maui. You can reach him at, where to go? Oh, there it is, 757-9335 or thehonestbanker.com.
All right. Yep. So I think we're going to be taking a quick break now. And when we come back,
we're going to have Miss Maui.
Mrs. Maui.
Mrs. Maui, M-R-S.
Yes.
She's married.
Mrs. Maui is going to be joining us for some Q&A.
Yes. We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Tired of waiting 2 or 3 months to finalize your home loan or refinance? Maui's Axia Home Loans has a turnaround time of 30 days or less by processing your loans locally.
Take advantage of today's low interest rates by calling our good friend Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans. His personal cell is 264-3798. That's 264-3798. You know what I like about Axia?
What do you like about Axia?
Well, they're committed to creating sustainable home ownership through responsible lending. Hawaii NMLS ID number 27830.
Are you confused, even frightened when thinking about real estate? Well, then here's a unique proposition for you. It's from ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. Real simple, but don't worry, you won't want to, because ADRIENNE and ATTILIO will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. Prior to working with Team Lally, Jonelle had worked with several real estate companies to try to short sell their home. Their friends referred them to Team Lally, and they sold the home for full price. They were able to secure offers within the first 48 hours after listing, plus it only took them 3 months to get the short sale approved. So call the only agents willing to earn your business every single day. ADRIENNE Lally, ATTILIO Leonardi, and her team. That phone number is 633-8633. Phone number again, 633-8633. And you can also find them online at guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
When we work with you as a client, we want to focus on what
your real estate goals are and help you reach them.
But don't take our word for it.
Here's a happy Team Lally client.
With Team Lally, it was a different experience because she and Attilio understood what me and my husband were looking to do and which house we were interested in, and they didn't try to pressure us to look at anything else. They were just understanding, and they said, okay, if this is the house that you want, then we'll wait it out and see what happens. So I think we waited about seven months or so, and finally, the transaction and everything went through, and we got the house that we wanted. So they're very professional, very knowledgeable, very respectful, and just a delight to work with.
Open Gangnam Style.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And we're talking about real estate.
And we talk about real estate related topics.
Yes.
And then topics that we want to talk about.
That's right. So today we have a guest.
Speaking of which.
Yes, we have Mrs. Maui.
Mrs. Maui.
Mrs. Maui, are you
Mrs.
there?
Maui, are you there? I keep wanting to like go, Maui.
That's okay.
Maui.
Yes, that's her intro music.
I sing it to myself all the time, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
All right.
Okay, so Caroline,
Yes.
we have a few questions for you here.
Wait,
Well,
you gave away
well,
her.
hopefully-
Oh, I'm
You
so
gave
sorry.
away her real name.
Oh, was
No,
it supposed to be secret?
I thought you were in a Mrs. Maui Witness Protection Program.
No, not yet. We'll see. We'll see how the pageant goes.
Okay.
After she wins Mrs. Hawaii.
We're trying to
Oh
look
my
it up.
gosh.
We're trying to look it up. So from there, you go to Mrs. United States. Is that right?
Mrs. America.
Mrs. America.
It's the oldest and longest running, most established Mrs. pageant in the world.
Oh, wow.
And where is that one held?
It's held in Tucson, Arizona, where all my in-laws live. So I'm
Perfect.
got my fingers crossed. I always say that Mrs. Hawaii, if I...
Uh-oh. You're breaking up.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
you're
always
good.
say
You're good.
Am I good? Can you
Yep,
hear me now?
good. Keep going.
I always say that if Mrs. Hawaii, if I win Mrs. Hawaii, then I will have more fans in the audience than the home state girl, which is fine by me.
You know what? So we're going to teach you these, and I know you know this already. We're going to eliminate that word if and say when you win
When.
it.
Okay.
We're doing the positive affirmations for you right now here on the show. We get a little hippie.
Mm-hmm.
We get a little
Thank
hippie.
you. Peace, man.
Yeah.
I'll send it out to the universe.
There you go. When you win it, then you're going to go over there, and they're just going to be rocking the crowd because it's all the family.
It will be.
Yeah, no, I love Tucson. I lived there for like 15 years. I went to the University of Arizona. So you guys are Wildcats then, right? No Sun Devils there?
Bear down.
Bear down, Arizona.
Bear
Go Wildcats.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. I tailgated with family for the last game of the season, or not the last game. I think it was a very important game. It was ASU and Arizona.
Yeah.
So it was obviously a huge deal. But the fans were friendly on both sides.
Yeah.
And, it didn't work out in our favor, if you will,
Yes.
score-wise. But it was a great game, and it was so much fun.
Yep.
And that's the whole point of it, to have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If there wasn't any rivalries, it would be pretty boring.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, you have to hate the other team. That's what makes it fun.
So speaking of rivalries, who is Mrs. Maui's rivalry?
And it sounds so cliche and it sounds so tacky, but every single contestant is incredible. I have
Good.
never seen a pageant like this. I've directed pageants, I've organized pageants, I've been in them, and I've never ever seen a quality of contestant and a person. These are such incredible, fun, great people. And, win or lose, I mean, I'm at peace with everything because I know I'm going to like the winner.
But we was hoping to hear about,
Like the cat fights.
getting drunk in the
What
parking
happened?
lot, knocked down, drag out, missing teeth. None of that.
Probably
Oh, man.
probably not here in Hawaii because it's the Aloha state.
Okay, wait, no, wait. That's Miss Tita USA.
Yeah, well, that's next week. That's if I don't win this, I'll do that one. Then the clouds come out. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, it sounds so silly to say that I love everybody, but it really is true. And my husband met all the contestants as well, and their husbands. And he looked at me and he said, "Okay, yeah, you were right." But I know they're all incredible, and I mean, we're Mrs. contestants, so we're not. 18 to 20 years old, looking to be told we're pretty in a bikini.
Yep.
There's more to it. And, we have life experiences. We're all a little older. And, we're all in it for the same reasons, just to check something off the bucket list and to do good things in the community.
So you're not going to hear like answers to questions like, so Mrs. So-and-so, if you were to win, what would you do? And they would say, well, I always wanted to be a veterinarian because I like working with children. Not going to hear those kind of answers because
How did you get my answer?
So speaking of that, what kind of questions do they ask you at these pageants?
Well, we've already had a few mock interviews, and it's been pretty intense. They go in depth, and they're not shy. They ask all the political questions, all the questions about world knowledge. They want you to be well versed, not just what's your favorite color and do you like fluffy kitty cats.
Yep.
They want Mrs. Hawaii to be a well-rounded individual, and I would want that of a representative of my state as well.
Yes.
So it goes from anything to community involvement to how do you feel about Vladimir Putin in Ukraine to what's an issue in Hawaii you would like to see dealt with. It goes all across the board.
Wow.
So how do you prepare for something like that?
Well, you got to read the encyclopedia or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Watch the news and just make sure you know what's going on in the world, which all of us should do anyway, but to form a coherent opinion on everything. And, you don't want to offend anybody, but I'm also not going to bow down and tell people what they want to hear either.
Yes.
So it's coming to your own conclusion about the events that are going on in the world and making sure you articulate it properly and answer their questions the way you hope that they want to have their questions answered.
Yeah, I don't want to mess up your mojo, but I'm getting all nervous listening to this, and I'm thinking, hopefully they don't play like Jeopardy music in the background.
I know. Well, the way I answered this last question, my gosh, I hope I don't get that nervous.
Yep.
Just babble incoherently, but that's okay. These things happen. But no, it's very interesting. These interviews are pretty intense. We've just had some mock interviews. It's 5 minutes with each judge, 5 judges. So by the end of it, I'm going to be absolutely exhausted and ready for a hamburger. But yeah.
I heard that if you don't know the answer, you just say, "Could you repeat that question?" until they go to a commercial break.
That's a
or you
strategy.
smile and just ask for world peace, right? That's how you
peace.
do it, right?
Yes.
I just want world peace.
Bring me the blender and the peas. No.
So
yeah, well, the director of the pageant said this isn't going to be a cakewalk for anybody, and he's going to make Mrs. Hawaii earn it.
Man, I'd like to see your guys' SAT scores.
Right? But all of these women are incredible. They work with the military. They work in their communities. They're teachers. They're counselors. They're just such an incredible, diverse group, and all have different views on everything that's going on in the world. So it's not going to be dull. That's for sure. It's not going to be dull.
So why don't you share with our listeners a little bit about you and your background?
Yes.
So we can get to know more about Mrs. Lally.
Well, me and my background,
Yes.
I entered my first pageant when I was 9 years old. And don't get the John Benet Ramsey thing in there, the toddlers and tiaras. It wasn't like that. I kind of forced my mom to have me enter it, and she reluctantly let me. So thank goodness I wasn't raised by a crazy stage mother.
Yes.
And it was the Miss Hawaii National Preteen Pageant, and I was 3rd place, and I got the bug. And I just competed, and then when I became too old for pageants for unmarried women, which is the ripe old age of 26.
Oh, wow.
I started to direct pageants. So I was the director of the Miss World Canada pageant, and we sent Miss Canada to Miss World. And then most recently, I lived in New York City and worked for the Miss Universe organization and worked side by side with Mr. Donald Trump himself.
Yeah, he I don't know what.
We have him on
he's
our
like
marketing.
The CEO or the owner of that franchise, right? Miss Universe?
Wow.
Donald.
Yes, he owns Miss Universe. He along with NBC.
Gotcha. Wow. That's a nice portfolio.
It's a nice portfolio, and he's not the person that he portrays himself in the public, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, every time he speaks, part of my head goes down, and I just go, oh my goodness, please stop talking. But in person, he is kind and gracious and nice to absolutely everybody. Of course, he was on location at the Miss Universe pageant, so he had 86 women wanting his attention, so I'm sure that helped his mood.
That's a good ego boost.
A little bit of an ego boost,
Yep.
but he was always kind and generous to everybody, and I just think he's a marketing genius, and he knows what to say to get a rise out of people.
Yeah. I was thinking we were thinking about, Team Lally was thinking about putting in a bid for toddlers and tiaras.
Oh, perfect.
No.
Those 2-year-olds wear more makeup than any of us will on any occasion.
Okay, now we got to ask, do you guys get the spray paint?
Oh, the
spray
tan.
tan?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yes.
That's all part of the preparation.
Oh, heck yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, Hawaii girl, I like to go outside and I go paddling and spend time at the beach. But, yeah, to, just boost my color, so to speak. Give myself a little healthy glow. Oh, yeah, I get spray tanned. Absolutely. I ain't too shy to admit that.
Well, it's way healthier than the skin cancer. You can just start laying out, trying to get a tan. I mean, you're getting premature aging, skin cancer. Go with
Well,
the
you
fake
work in the
stuff.
same office as Dr. Martin and Dr. Stolley,
Yeah.
the dermatologist. You learn a lot about skin cancer and what the sun does to you. And of course, we all live in Hawaii. We enjoy the sun, but in moderation, as they say. So spray tans are the way to go.
So tell us about the categories, or how does describe to us how this competition goes.
Well, it is interview, swimsuit, evening gown, on-stage question. So the interview is the most important part, what I was telling you about, 5 minutes with each judge, and that's the day before the competition. And then swimsuit, which is a tasteful one-piece, and evening gown competition. And then they will ask us a question on stage, and we have no idea what they're going to say, so you just never know how these answers are going to come out when you're nervous and you're anxious and you're tired. And you may have a, and such as, there as, and we need maps kind of answer. So I feel for those young ladies on TV that have blundered on stage questions, because it is not easy.
Well, if you do that, don't worry about it. You just be on YouTube with a whole bunch of hits. I've seen those pageant.
Yeah, I would just have to charge for hit. That's all.
Yep. And but you sound very selfie facing. That's a good personality trait, especially for a pageant, right? I mean, so that goes to the misconceptions. What are the misconceptions about pageants? And
oh, well, the misconceptions, I think my phone battery might die. No, the misconceptions are that we are all vapid, slow ladies that just need to be told how pretty they are and be put on a pedestal, wave, just smile and wave. And that's certainly not the case, especially with the Mrs. Hawaii and Mrs. America pageant. They want overall well-rounded representatives.
Yes.
They want you to be able to get on the floor and speak to a 2-year-old and also be able to have a conversation with Donald Trump. And to be personable and to really support your charity and the charities of the Mrs. Hawaii pageant, and to just do good things. It's a year of service, and it's just a year, and they want you to do as much as you can in this year.
Okay. What's the charities that you guys support?
Well, the charities I support personally, I've started my own, and it's a slow process to try and start a nonprofit, let me tell you. But it's called Be You, and it is a mentorship program to young girls and to teenagers, basically pairing successful women in certain fields with these young ladies who feel that they won't have the opportunity to do this career or this job or whatever they feel in life, and to just feel that they're not alone, and to get all the young ladies together and just discuss what it's like being a girl nowadays, because it's hard being a kid, and it's hard being a little girl with all of the pressures outside in society, and especially now with the internet. You can't escape bullying at home now with the internet. And it's just a nice way for all the girls to come together and know that they're not alone and they have a friend out there.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, Adrienne.
Oh, I was going to say, if anyone wanted to get involved with this nonprofit, how would be the best way to do that?
How would they support you?
Yes.
Send you bags of cash?
Bags of cash. It's a nonprofit. Mama needs help.
Yep.
Actually, you can find me on my Facebook page, Mrs. Maui 2014, Caroline Absalom. Send me a message there, and it's a new charity I'm starting, but it just came at perfect timing with this pageant, because I thought, okay, how am I going to promote this charity? This pageant's coming on. Charity, okay. And I just thought, okay, well played, universe. I get what you're doing here.
Yes.
So the two basically go hand in hand, and it's something that I'm looking forward to doing. Win or lose on May 4th on Oahu, I'm still going to be Mrs. Maui, and I'm not going to give up my charity just because I may not come away with the Mrs. Hawaii title.
Now, to become Mrs. Maui, you had to go bust up some titties to get down. No, I'm just kidding. You had to. You had to come. What was the competition here on Maui, or how did that work?
Well, there was not a competition on Maui, which is how I got in contact with the head office in the first place. I wanted to start one because I thought the married women of Maui should be involved in this incredible program.
Yes, for
and the director said that I qualified this year, and he really suggested that I do it. And I was resistant, of course, had all the self-doubt and all the horrible bad talk. But then I thought, okay, this isn't exactly what I want to pass along to the young ladies in my organization. So I have to lead by example. And, step out of the comfort zone, step out of the box, and let's do it. So I interviewed with head office, and they liked what I had to offer, I suppose, and they offered me the title of Mrs. Maui. So hopefully next year I will organize an actual Mrs. Maui pageant.
Oh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Which you have tons of experience doing.
Yes.
Which I have experience doing, and there's some incredible married ladies on Maui that have a voice that need to be heard and should be able to participate in this wonderful experience. I've had nothing but an incredible time in this whole process, and I would love for another married woman of Maui to experience this.
Yeah, so tell us about the event itself. Where's it going to be? The times, all that good stuff.
It is on Oahu, and I'm the only young lady representing an outer island. So if any of you Maui friends out there are going to be on Oahu the weekend of May 4th, talk to me. I need some cheering section in there. The outer islands need some help over there. So it's on May 4th, which is my husband's birthday. It's at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Roosevelt High School.
Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come
And
to
I've
your
never
cheering
been there.
section.
Roosevelt. I think, didn't Bette Midler go there?
I think
so.
she might have gone there.
Somebody Google that.
Yeah, the Google knows.
Google that.
knows.
Verify that. No, it's radio. We just make stuff up.
True. I do it all the time.
Now, and then our understanding, we heard that you're on the radio too, so you're like a trained professional.
Well, I wouldn't call what I do professional. I'm just kidding. I host the Hawaii Pro Sports Radio Network on Wednesdays on Kauai AM at 2 o'clock, and then I am also on the A Train, which is my husband's show.
Yes.
On Fridays from 3 till 6.
Well, we don't have a lot of listeners, but I know all 5 of them. They're like, she sounds familiar.
All 5. Well, I don't go by my name Caroline on the radio. It's Kara.
Oh,
Just
Kara.
nice and short and sweet. Keep it concise.
But that's what they were thinking. That voice sounds familiar.
Yes.
It's my radio voice.
Now they know.
So on your sports talk show, or that, do you ever have like Colin Cowherd type endorsements?
Yeah.
We encourage the trash talk.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And we try to get people to call in, and we try and get people riled up. But Maui, we're kind of laid back here, and not a lot of people call in to trash talk. Around Super Bowl time, I heard a little bit of it. I'm a 49ers fan, so some Seahawks fans were really happy to call in and let me know where my team was and where their team was. But it's all in good fun. I mean, it's sports, like we said. Without rivalry, it would be very boring. So it's a show that we encourage the trash talk. We encourage the public to call in, and we're just waiting for the Maui Nakoi Kaika baseball season to start up again.
Okay. We were interviewing somebody to join our team the other day, and I came up with this question. I don't know where it came up from, but I said, if we could take a look at your entire Facebook timeline, would there be anything on there that you'd not want us to know about? But then I was thinking, well, then it's on Facebook. We would know.
Exactly.
Not unless they hid it from their timeline. There's little tricks you can do,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or you can just not take silly pictures of yourself that you don't want the public seeing and have them posted. Then there's that. But on my Facebook, you're going to see pictures of cats and food. I'm really
How about cats eating food?
Cats sometimes eating food. Yes, it gets really intense. So that's my Facebook page.
I ordered this shirt from a company, and they sent me a YouTube video of a cat, and this big, huge, fat cat in Japan, and the thing had like 1 million hits.
As it should.
So I was like, wow, okay. But
what does the cat have to do with your shirt, though?
It was Bonobos is the company that I got it from. Here's a free plug for them. And as a thank you for the order, then I had a YouTube link at the bottom. It was really weird. There's like 2 completely separate, a cat YouTube video on my thank you receipt for ordering a nice dress shirt. I didn't get it, but
maybe they advertise on the cat's YouTube channel or something.
That sounds absolutely brilliant to me. I love everything you just said.
They send you, when you order something, there's a sticker comes in it, and it's a guy in a tuxedo with a ninja mask.
Why wouldn't there be?
Because that's I don't know. That's where I get my stuff from.
It's so random.
I know. But anyway, so I don't know if we asked in the beginning, but how did you end up on Maui?
I grew up here.
Oh wow, local girl.
Localish. Born in Canada, came here when I was 4.
Okay.
And then
local.
Left for high school, so I like to think I was local enough.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and then I just kept visiting, and then just decided 6 years ago Maui's always been home. Why am I not living there? So I decided to come home to stay, and I've been whole and happy ever since.
And you know, I've always asked this question to people because we especially with Maui, you know, people come and go, and they always have that like, I'll just go live on Maui. And so where will your headstone end up being?
Where would my which end up being, sorry?
Your headstone.
My headstone? Oh, it'll be right here on Maui.
Right here on Maui. And what will
right
it
here
say?
on Maui. Actually, sprinkle me in the ocean.
There you go. And
I'll be whale food. That's okay.
There you go. And Adrienne, do you have any more questions for Mrs. Maui?
I think we've hit them all.
We've hit them all. So if you're on Oahu, ways that, I mean, there's no like, it's not like Star Search where we call a number, right?
Unfortunately, no.
No audience vote?
No audience vote. I wish there was, because I know I would get a couple of points there because, you know, as Maui people, we all stick together, right? But it's just people going to the pageant and
being in the
cheering
audience.
really loudly, because all of the other girls are selling tickets after tickets, and they said, "Oh, we'll cheer for you," but you know, I need my own people there. So May 4th in Honolulu, and it'll be a good time. Just saying.
Will it be on TV?
It will not be. It will be taped, and hopefully it will be on TV one day.
One day,
but
okay.
it's not live to air, say, like the Miss Universe pageant is.
Well, then we'll just tell people, go be in the audience so you can
cheer her on.
You can see the live
Please
presentation.
do.
Okay. So thanks so much for being on the show.
Yes,
well, thank you for
pleasant.
having me. This was fun, and thank you for your sponsorship. I don't know if you've mentioned that Team Lally is a sponsor of Mrs. Maui and a supporter, and for that I am grateful.
Right on.
That's why I couldn't be doing this.
Hey, you know, after talking with you, because we were like, oh man, what if she comes on the radio and she sounds like she just got out of prison, and we sponsored her? Oh no.
That was last week. I had a whole week to
prep.
speak coherently, so it's okay.
Very articulate. You sound like a very sharp lady.
And she knows Donald Trump.
And she knows Donald Trump.
If only this would help me in this area, but that's okay.
Do you know Bulaia? No, I'm just kidding. He ran for mayor a couple of years ago. But anyway, thanks so much for being on the show.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for your support.
All right. And we will see you soon.
All righty.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you. All right. So we do need to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to have Brandon,
our man on the street.
Man on the street with the market reports.
We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Get a little confused, even frightened when thinking about real estate? Well, then here's a unique proposition for you. It's from ADRIENNE Lally and ATTILIO Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. Real simple. But don't worry, you won't want to, because ADRIENNE and ATTILIO will sit down with you, establish a price to deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. A past client of Team Lally got a new mainland job opportunity and called the team again. The team took the challenge, took photos and a video on Saturday, and went live with it on Monday. They got full price the same day. So call the only agents that are willing to earn your business every single day. That's ADRIENNE Lally, ATTILIO Leonardi, and her team. And that phone number is 633-8633. Again, that's 633-8633. And you can also find them online at guaranteedsale.com. That site again is guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful.
We know that having a plan of action eliminates the stress.
And that's what we do. Get rid of the stress.
Here's one of our clients.
I think really the key to their success is the way they're able to communicate with their customers. I didn't have that the last time I used a realtor.
Welcome back. This is Adrienne.
And this is Attilio.
And you're listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. If you have any questions, you can reach us at 633-8633. That's 633-8633, or on the web at teamlally.com, and that's Lally.
All right.
So we have Brandon Force, our man on the street. Are you there, Brandon?
Are you there, Brandon?
I'm not physically on the street, but I'm here.
Wait, where's his intro music? Are you going to sing for Brandon?
No, we got to come up with well, Missy E brought you on, brother. You know Missy E?
Every time I'm listening to the preview, I get into it, it psychs you up. You're like, all right, I'm ready for this.
I know. You're like, you can admit it now. I know you were twerking right now, weren't you? Or maybe you were, what's the other one, Superman? But anyway, the real estate report. What area, or what are we going to talk about on the real estate report?
Well, first of all, I would like to talk about, the listing we have up in Haiku. I was going to talk about that one right up front.
Okay.
So that's, of course, 55 Lipo Place. I went up there recently, and the amount of wind that we've had lately did not blow the sign over. It's still holding strong.
Awesome. That's what I like to hear.
I've been in that one probably about 2-3 weeks ago, and of course the upstairs was all sectioned off, but they had put new flooring in. It's nice and open. You have a nice view of all the banyan trees and different things around there. So definitely good, and of course that property actually produces quite a lot of income for rental income for whoever might buy it.
What is it at? So like over $6,000 a month?
Correct. And there's even a house with a tree going up to the middle of it. So if you want to be like Avatar, that would be the place to do it.
The Avatar house.
Don't remove the tree. It's connected to everything. And was there like some neighborhoods that you wanted to talk about?
Yep. So the neighborhood this week is going to be Kula Highlands. And that's an area just off the lower Kula Road. What's great about Kula is you're up nice and high or over a little bit farther. So if you want to be, have no neighbors kind of a thing where you want bi-coastal views, the sunsets up there have just been insane the last few nights.
Yeah.
Cooler temperatures, of course. If you want to have any kind of farmland, goats, horses, Kula is the place to do it. And the pricing up there, the average is just under $1 million, but there's currently a listing that just came on the market not too long ago that's on there for $399.
Oh, how does that work?
It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, has about 1,000 square feet, and it sits on just over a half acre of land. So it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, but given that area, it's a great deal.
Sounds that way. If the average home price is close to $1 million and you can pick one up for $400,000 and fix it up,
that's a smoking deal.
Sounds like some instant equity.
Sweat equity.
That's
it
right.
Could be. And of course, there's 5 in that Kula Highlands area. There's 5 other listings, and they go as high as 2.9. But that kind of shows you why that $399 price point is potentially just the cat's meow.
Oh wow!
So if you're listening and that sounds like a home for you, you can give Brandon Force a call at 633-8633.
That's 633-8633,
and he'd be happy to make an appointment for you on that home.
And if condos are what you're interested in, there isn't any condos in that directly part of Kula. But in Mokwa, there was 2 residential condos, and they're very competitively priced. One was $325, and the other one was a little bit north of that. But great opportunity. That one was close to Mokwa, and then if you go towards Pukalani, just a little bit on the other side of the highway, there's a bunch that are right there on the golf course that are residential condos and nice communities as well. So there's properties to be had whether you want residential or condo in that area.
Gotcha.
All right. So do we have a coming soon list there, Brandon?
Absolutely. So we do have the Maui Lani and the Legends area. That home's going to come available. That particular home, I think they're just prepping it right now, and it's been in the works for the last month or two, but I think this next month they're going to be moving that direction.
Yep.
So that home is going to be 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. They've done a lot of really unique things to it. I guess there oftentimes isn't access outside of the home to the garage, and this one they've actually put an extra doorway in. So that's great. Actually, I lived in the Maui Lani Legends for a while. And really great community. Everything's well kept. And probably the best thing is their elementary school is just around the corner. It's getting a lot of really great reviews. So if you're moving to Maui or you're wanting, a really good elementary school level school on Maui, paying attention where the school district lines are, just puts you right on line with that one.
Okay.
Oh, so actually speaking about the school districts and researching, being new to Maui, Attilio and I just recently came out with a book, the Maui Real Estate Guide, and there is a chapter in there for home buyers. So if you'd like a free book,
go to our website.
You can go to our website, teamlally.com.
Click on the link. Shipping is $59, but the book is absolutely free.
Or you can go to amazon.com and pay $20 for it.
Plus shipping. No, so it's absolutely free. No obligation. If you kind of, frugal person and you want a gift for somebody, hey, go order the book. Give it to them. That's okay if it's baby's first birthday. Put $100 bill inside.
Or they can call Brandon and he'd be happy to present one personally.
Yes.
And that number is 633-8633.
All right, Brandon, is that it for our man on the street? Any Kihei characters you see today?
No Kihei characters, but there was a couple of events over this last Easter weekend. And,
yeah.
I think I was telling you this morning that Maui Dream put out a scuba diving egg hunt underwater, and they had a giant bunny costume for one of the scuba divers. After you get done hunting for eggs, you can swim up next to it and
take a picture.
Something a little weird, even in scuba equipment, being at 20 feet and come up across this giant bunny.
It was kind of surreal.
Kind of out of place.
Yeah. But anyway, well, thanks for sharing with us that Easter egg under the water hunt.
I think we should share the that recent success story. Brandon was sharing with us about his client that just did those big renovations in Lahaina.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
The unit would be the complex is Poholani, and it's 102, and it is of course a short-term vacation rentable. They're definitely managing it that way. But before, the condo was, it wasn't in any kind of horrible condition. It's not like there was holes in the wall or anything like that. It was in good condition before. But what they did is they just, they went in with a interior design kind of a mentality, and they didn't completely even need to repaint, but everything is entirely pulled together, from the outside patio furniture to the theme on the inside of the home, inside of the condo. Just all in all, they've added just the little touches, like canoe paddles across the doorway, down to like even the interior. They did a really nice job. And having seen it before, I would definitely recommend staying there, because before it was like, because they're literally about 5 feet away from the break wall on the ocean, so they're that close.
Well, let's do
that close and see.
They were that close to not having this condo as well. They were pretty close to just like.
Things were kind of good and hairy there at the end, and things completely blew up at the end, but we were able to remain calm and cool and collected. We kept our hands and arms inside the school bus at all times. And it's about, I guess the saying is responding as opposed to reacting.
That's right.
So if you're looking for a team of realtors that are going to be able to stay cool under pressure
and respond
and help you reach your objective of getting the property or helping you sell the property, please feel free to give us a call. Don't list your home with us. Interview us.
That's right.
Yes, because we're
different. We do things differently.
And come visit with us, and we'll tell you how we're able to sell probably about 25 times more homes than the average realtor, and spend about that much more on marketing than the average realtor. Brandon, anything else before we let you go?
Well, that actually, what you were just saying there reminded me of a famous quote by Henry Ford, and it says, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success.
That's a good quote. Thank you so much, Brandon. All right, so you enjoy the rest of your day. We're coming towards the end of our show, and I want to talk about this. We just saw this little flyer here on our community. It's a community event. Looks pretty interesting, called the Butterfly Effect. And I pulled it up online because it's a nice little card here that we're seeing here, but it looks like it's an all women's race. It's not. I guess we're all in it not to win it, is what it said. So it's not like a race where there's a finish line. But it's going to be April 26th, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that this Saturday? Yeah. It's called the Butterfly Effect. You can check out Be the Effect, BTHEEFFECT. If you like me, I kind of spell, so I might have put an A there, like effect, but it's the BeTheEffect.com. It's going to be at Baldwin Beach. It starts, I guess, at Baldwin Beach and goes to Kanaha Beach. And you need a stand-up board. And it looks like they got like goodie bags and giveaways. But anyway,
It's an all-women event, though. So
All
if you're a
women-
man, you can't enter.
wear a wig.
Okay.
Put some balloons underneath your rash guard. No, it's an all-women event, and looks like it's to help raise funds to plant native trees on Maui. So it's called the butterfly effect because butterflies need somewhere to go and land, and I think that's a cool idea. The website said something like, what did it say here? It had something real interesting that I liked on the little tagline. It was something about all the different, I guess people come from all over the world to do this. A whole bunch of, like 10 different, there it is. Thousands of butterflies, 10 countries, one love, the butterfly effect.
So go check it out this weekend.
April 26th over at Baldwin Beach Park.
All right, so we have a couple minutes before we come to the end of our show.
Yes.
So let's share one more success story.
And that is?
All right, so we just recently helped a seller who got their first offer was $30,000 below asking.
What?
Yes, and we countered the offer because that's just that's what our sellers wanted. They needed that full price amount in order to do what they wanted to do. Moving
So
on.
the buyer came in, boom, low
Yes.
price offer. We
So
go,
we-
boom, back. No,
We countered and they walked away.
they walked away. They're like, adios.
So the seller was stressing.
They were bummed. They were calling us up. I know. We're at a convention. They're like, our home ain't selling. What's going on?
So we basically said we're going to give it one more week and then pull it off the market.
So we remained calm, cool, and collected, as we stated earlier.
We responded.
We didn't freak out and freak them out.
So we know that our marketing works, but the number one reason a home does not sell is price.
What? It's price? Did you say price?
Price.
Price.
Or patience to a certain point.
Yes.
So you want to be very patient, and letting a home sit will not let it be sold.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to be patient to a point, and then decisive when it comes to price changes.
What we mean by patient is like, don't freak out if in the first 7 days you don't get a full price offer or over asking.
Mm-hmm.
There's a honeymoon period that you got to work through. And by the way, this is the type of information we share with you when you come sit down with us. And it's not anecdotal or something we read on the internet. It's from the hundreds of homes that we personally sold.
So the way this one ends
Yes.
is that
Does it have a happy ending? Because I only like happy
This
endings.
was a happy ending. So we ended up getting a full price offer,
Full price.
and we closed.
And we closed.
They're off to California.
It's my new role. I just repeat what you say.
Yes, good job. What do you like, a parrot?
They were happy. They were stoked. They were excited. They got to. They're moving back to the mainland to be with jobs and family.
Happy endings.
Speaking of happy endings, we're coming to the happy end of our show. Boo! I'm Paragi. I like to talk. Don't cut me off.
Well, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Denise Kaehu with Hawaii Escrow and Title.
Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans.
Fidelity National Title, Matt Fortier. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com. Check out our business partner page under our links section.
We also want to give a big thank you to Gary, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo.
And make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have an awesome guest talking about something that will change your life forever.
This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
Sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha!